everybody, and welcome back to Vividly Dark, a podcast where we talk about all sorts of things. I'm not going to keep doing the, maybe I will. So,
What, the disclaimer?
No. Welcome back to Vividly Dark, podcast where we talk
I
about
think you should.
creepy and geeky and all sorts of weird shit.
And everything in between, you meant to say.
It's just cringy.
I like it.
But also, with this one, but we will talk about some of the weird and creepy things out there, but we've decided to change our focus. You want to elaborate?
Yes. Yeah, so we've started talking about some true crimes and unsolved murders, and we found that we really enjoyed looking into that, actually, and trying to bring to light some old cases that have been forgotten about potentially by a lot of people. So we're hoping we can do a little good, jog people's memory a little, aren't we?
Yeah. So when we do talk about these things, we're not really going to be talking... I mean, we will talk about it sometimes, the big cases that everybody knows about. But a lot of these cases, we're trying to stick to, like, the smaller size of them all.
Yeah. So you were looking into a lot more, like, local cases, smaller cases, not, like, the really publicised.
Yeah. Ones that have gotten lost in the plethora of other unsolved cases. Cold cases, if you will. We're also going to let Zoe be reading a little bit more.
We're going to attempt it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And for those of you who have been wondering, where the fuck have you been? Well, let me tell you. Unfortunately, for my side of things, I had a bit of family issues back in America, so I had to go home and be with them during some
tough times.
Tough times, yeah. And then I also went home for a wedding as well. So that's that. That's really it. We thought we would be doing a little bit more while I was away, but it turned out to be a little harder than we thought it was going to be.
No, we kind of had plans to try and do it over the internet together, didn't we?
Yeah.
And maybe do some research and stuff around. But you know, when you go home, you've not been home for years, so you get busy.
Yeah, that was my first time back in America in 3 years.
Managed to see a lot of family, so that's more important.
Yeah, family first, always. But without further ado, so today we are going back to the unsolved realm, and we're going to go to where I just came back from.
So I literally will never have heard of any of these places or
yes,
cases.
you would have. You would have at some point in your life.
You think?
Yeah. Not so much maybe where I'm from exactly, but some of the bigger areas where a lot of it stems from. Yeah, totally. Today, we find ourselves in a place many have no idea even exists. A stretch of land between the busy city of Houston and miles of sandy Gulf Coast. A place called Brazoria County, the original capital of the Lone Star State. Where untamed wilderness meets small town vibes. That's basically it.
Never realised that it used to be the capital.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. So, every time I would go home... So we have this saying... It's called the heart of Brazoria County. And for some reason, I'd always thought it was the heart of Angleton. And my dad was like, no, that's just something we say. But it's actually the heart of Brazoria County. I was like, why? He's like, because Brazoria County was the first capital.
Wow.
And I was like, really? He's like, yeah.
So it's still like a bunch of towns in the city?
Yeah. No. Brazoria, so Brazoria County is
a
area.
County?
Yeah.
Right.
Like Suffolk,
like
and Norfolk.
What ours is, okay.
And then there's cities within it and towns within it. But, at the center of it lies a small town turning into a small city. Angleton. Population 22,000 and growing. A town constantly evolving yet never seeming to change. A place where one of these podcasters calls home. Wonder who?
Me. It's me.
It's you. It's Zoe, yes. For many, Angleton and Brazoria County as a whole seem to never let go of the past. Yes. People tend to live in the area from start to finish. But there are other things that the county and city still have a grip on. A secret of sorts. Only remembered by and spoken by very few to this day. Brazoria County is quite known to have a dark past, especially at its roots. On the outside looking in, it's just another small county of Texas. But beneath the surface, there is so much more to this drive-through county. Each of the following cases we are about to talk about have direct links to either Brazoria County or Angleton.
Damn.
Now, we will have, at some point in the future, an episode dedicated fully to this topic that Zoe's about to talk about, because it is huge right now. And when I was home, so this has been going on since before I was born, and they've just gotten to a point where they're starting to kind of wrap things up for one particular person, and it was kind of headline news when I went home. But yeah. But some aspects, as much of the cases, took place within Brazoria County. So not all of them did, but Brazoria County is linked to this.
For nearly 2 decades, the case of missing 12-year-old Laura Smither shook the city of Friendswood of Galveston County. On the 3rd of April, Laura Smither, an aspiring ballerina who had gone for a morning jog near her home, her disappearance sparked a massive search involving thousands of local volunteers and the U.S. Marines. 17 days later, her body was discovered in a regional retention pond in Pasadena, Texas. Oh my gosh. They got the Marines involved.
Yeah, they had to.
It was long suspected that a truck driver, William Lewis Reese, was responsible for Laura's disappearance and murder, but lack of initial evidence prevented an immediate prosecution. Reese was already serving a 60-year prison sentence in Texas for a separate 1997 kidnapping. He's already in prison.
For something else.
In 2016, faced with the new DNA evidence linking him to the 1997 murder of Tiffany Johnston in Oklahoma, Reese began cooperating with investigators. He confessed to killing Laura Smither and led authorities to the remains of 2 other missing Texas girls, Jessica Kane and Kelly Ann Cox. What an asshole. In response to their daughter's murder, Bob and Gay Smither established the Laura Recovery Center, LRC, in April 1998. The non-profit organisation focuses on search coordination, organising volunteer search efforts for missing children, community education, teaching child safety and abduction prevention programs, law enforcement training, working alongside police agencies to improve immediate responses to child disappearances. That's good, because that was a big thing back then, wasn't it? That they don't really act fast enough.
Yeah.
There's a certain window now, isn't there, where if they've been gone for so many hours, they have to start looking.
If you're 18, if you're a minor, no matter whoever age that it would be, in any place, they now have to respond within 3 hours.
Yeah.
Of you
That's
not answering.
Still a huge amount of time, isn't it? 3 hours. Yeah. A little one, especially, could just be gone.
Yeah, but they have to be actively searching within that 3 hours.
Okay.
And
so they don't just say, "Hang on, it's not been 3 hours."
Yeah, it could be less. I could be very wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, and then after that time, but anyone over the age of 18, really, in Texas, that's an adult, then it's 24 hours.
Yeah, because adults go missing because they're just escaping for some reason.
Yeah, they could just be going off somewhere to do something.
Blowing off some steam normally.
Yeah.
And then they might come home.
But it's shit.
Oh, it's just so scary with children, isn't it?
Yeah, but the only thing that upsets me about this sort of thing is that it's taken this massive tragedy for something to happen.
It always does. That's the sad thing. It does for most things, even just workplace stuff. Rules and regulations come into place because of a mistake, because of something happening.
Yep.
And it's a shame, but that's how we learn, isn't it? We've got to learn from our mistakes.
Yep.
Reese was convicted and charged with the murders of the 3 Texas girls as well as Tiffany Johnston in Oklahoma. He currently awaits execution in an Oklahoma prison and does not have a scheduled date for his death as of yet. 3 of Reese's victims, Laura Smither, Kelly Cox and Jessica Kane, only shared one thing in common. They were all located along the I-45 highway that runs from southeast Houston down to the shores of the Gulf Coast in Galveston. So, do you think they'll put off his death sentence in hopes that he would confess to the other one?
No, they've already convicted him of it. They're just...
They have now?
Yeah, they just haven't given him a death sentence yet. Because Oklahoma has more of a... He has to go through his appeals. And he has more appeals in Oklahoma than he would have in Texas.
Right.
So, once he gets through his appeals, they'll be like, nope, alright, here's your death date.
This 50-mile stretch of highway runs through small towns, large fields, abandoned work sites, and isolated bayous, through what has become notoriously known by many to include local law enforcement, the Texas Rangers, and the FBI as the Texas Killing Fields, which I've heard you talk about before.
Yeah. Huge thing. Massive. I mean, so it originally started with one small area, but it grew. Yeah.
That's awful, isn't it?
Mm.
For years, this area has been speculated to be the dumping grounds for potentially 250 missing persons, and it is believed that at least 5 different unconnected serial killers have used this area as a means of disposal. However, only 30 have officially been located within the area. What the fuck? So is it really is it a really, really big area?
So the original Killing Fields is a 25 acres group of land. It's an abandoned oil refinery working site. It's something like that. And that's where his victims have been. Reese's victims have been. However, the area itself has now stretched along that corridor. It's like some now... I want to say it was like 500 square miles of land now.
Jesus.
A massive area.
Yeah.
And
so there's no way to police the area and also
because
it's CCTV.
Because it. Yeah, like you said, it's all bayou, forest, thick fields of just whatever.
Yeah.
And it is the perfect dumping grounds.
That's so sad, isn't it?
But as
God
Houston
knows
expands,
how many people are actually there.
Yeah, but as Houston expands, it is shrinking.
Well, yeah. I guess they'll build on it all eventually.
Yeah. On the evening of November 3rd, 1971, 20-year-old Linda Faye Sutherland left her office and went to a neighborhood bar. Linda was born and lived in the greater Houston area. Witnesses at the bar would later tell police that Sutherland was seen talking to and having drinks with a tow truck driver, 25-year-old Harry Andrew Lanham, who was also a Houston native. After failing to return home, an investigation into Linda's disappearance was launched, and subsequently, that same day, on November 4th, Linda's abandoned car was found. When investigators looked inside, they discovered the interior was heavily bloodstained. 4 days later, on November 8th, in Pearland, Brazoria County, actually visited there while I was home.
Did ya?
Yep. A passing motorist discovered the discarded remains of Linda on an embankment under a bridge just inside the city limits. That following day, medical examiners would officially identify the remains as Miss Sutherland's and would also discover her cause of death: multiple gunshot wounds to her torso.
God.
Due to eyewitness testimony linking Lanham to the potential last person having spent time with Linda alive, the Houston Police Department would locate and detain Lanham for questioning. Now, initially, Lanham refused to cooperate with police, but thanks to secondary charges, HPD was able to hold him in custody. While in jail, Lanham would boast to his cellmate about how he had his own private graveyard, suggesting he had killed multiple people.
Why do murderers do that? They boast about it. Like a lot of them do, don't they?
Because I guess they feel...
Especially once they're in prison. Like some of them write to papers and all sorts, don't they?
Yeah. Well, them guys, they know they're caught. And they want to have absolute control over the narrative.
Yeah.
The others, maybe it's like a intimidation thing. Like if I tell this dude I killed some people, then...
Yeah, makes sense, I guess.
But then they don't realize that a lot of these prisoners that they're roomed with have probably been there for years. They want out.
Yeah.
Like they prisoners believe that there is this system within prison about you don't snitch. If you like
give information.
Yeah, then whatever. But if you have the ability to get out of prison early, of course you're going to take it.
Yeah.
By any means.
Yeah.
So, There are rules within prison, but that one, that's a gray area.
Mm.
The cellmate would eventually alert authorities to this information, which opened up further investigations into his past. Following months of intense interrogation, surveillance, and mounting pressure from the Harris County Sheriff's Office, Lanham cracked. And he cracked big time, like a little bitch.
Good.
He admitted to his role in Sutherland's death, but attempted to shift blame, naming an acquaintance, 24-year-old Anthony Michael Tony Nopa Jr., as his accomplice. Outraged that Lanham turned on him, Nopa would sign a full confession at 10:01 p.m. in Angleton, due to him being detained by the BCSO, or the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office. Nopa would then name Lanham as the primary triggerman who shot Sutherland. He revealed that because Lanham had a previous rape conviction, he vowed to murder all future victims so they could never testify against him. Nopa details their exact MO.
What an evil bastard.
Yeah, I know. Just because you got fucking caught. One, don't do it again, obviously.
Yeah,
Biggest
just
one.
learn from your mistakes and don't do it again.
Yeah.
Oh no, next time we'll just make sure they can't talk.
I'm just going to make sure they fucking die, yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
So their MO, or their motive operandi, targeting women in bars or stranded motorists, driving them to a vacant house to assault them, and then executing them in the countryside.
That's like a whole nother level of evil, isn't it? Like, there's murderers who have killed because wrong person, wrong place, wrong time, and then they've had that urge and it's happened, but they're seeking it.
Yeah.
Going out and seeking it is so much worse.
Yeah. He wanted to kill.
Oh, it's just so fucked up, innit?
Yeah.
I would love to find out one day, for someone to find out how and what goes wrong in someone's mind to do shit like this. And then hopefully they'll find the reason and there'll be some way of curing it and it'll just never happen again.
There'll never be a way of curing it. But if you guys are interested in understanding how that, now obviously anything that we would talk about would be complete hypotheticals. But there are things out there that we could one day talk about. So if y'all are interested in that, let us know. And maybe we will. But there's a lot of psychology behind it, and it's so interesting.
Because, I mean, some theories is that you're born like it because it's a passed down trait.
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
And it's just what you do with it.
Yeah.
And then others are convinced it's condition, childhood trauma, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So there's just no telling. Some people... So I have read somewhere that it's like, I want to say it was like 60% of all murders are sexually motivated.
Yeah, and then they kill them because of the shame, I guess, afterwards.
Either the shame
Don't
or
want
it's
someone to find out.
to help, like, it's the experience that they want. It helps them sexually. Like, it's a lot, yeah, it's disgusting, but it's so interesting. It's horrible.
It's fascinating what could be so incredibly wrong in someone's mind.
Yeah.
To enjoy something like that.
It's fucked up. Humans are fucked up.
Not all humans.
Not all humans. No, all humans are fucked. We're all pretty fucked up anyway.
I mean, yeah, we're all in our own ways, but this is a whole nother level.
Yeah. So...
one that shouldn't exist.
No. So, both men are tried and legally convicted for their roles in Sutherland's murder. Nopa received a 50-year prison sentence. Lanham cooperated with the state to expose as many as 9 other local murders, and he was sentenced to 25 years.
That's not enough.
No.
Not even nearly enough.
No.
9 other people. So, we're talking 10.
Yeah.
25 years. It should be 25 years per one, at least, shouldn't it?
Well, 25 years is technically a life sentence.
Yeah, but it's not life.
No, some people can make it out, yeah.
A lot of people would make it out.
Depending upon their behavior inside.
That's just so wrong.
It is wrong.
It should literally be life. If
just
you've
a life
taken
sentence.
a life, your life should be gone.
Yeah. On December 30th, 1972, while awaiting further trials for the other suspected murders, Lanham attempted a violent escape from the Harris County Jail. He lunged for a deputy's gun and was shot to death by law enforcement.
Good. I mean, I would have liked to have known he suffered a bit more.
Well, yeah. Dying on
at least he's gone off this planet.
Yeah, and he died on the operating table 45 minutes after.
Why do they even try? Why even try?
Well, doctors have to, no matter what.
I know, but I'd be like,
Yeah.
I can't find the cause.
Yeah. It's probably all these gunshot wounds.
Just stick your finger in it for a minute till it stops.
See if we can make it stop. No, too many holes.
Yeah.
Because Lanham was the state's sole witness connecting Nopa to the other active homicide investigations, Harris County prosecutors were forced to drop all remaining murder charges against Nopa. Sutherland's case remains the only murder for which Nopa is held legally responsible for.
No, that's fucked.
Yeah. But other victims, mostly for Lanham, because we don't know for sure about Nopa's involvement in them, was 16-year-old Adele Rose Crabtree. Adele disappeared from a commune in Houston, and her body was discovered outside Conroe, Texas, on November 3rd, 1971, the exact day Sutherland went missing. So it's likely they dumped her body and then went straight to the bar and found the next victim.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Nopa signed a confession stating that Lanham was the primary shooter who executed both Sutherland and Crabtree with a shotgun.
So they're literally so hyped up, these two, at this point, and like, we're not going to get caught, we're doing exactly what we want to.
Yeah.
They're not even having, because a lot of serial killers have a break period, don't they? And then it builds up, apparently.
Yeah.
And then they like need to do it again.
So
they're just like fucking
criminals
going through them.
What is it? Career criminals have what's called a cool-off period, and then they go into what's called their escalation period. Yeah. Another victim was Colette Anise Wilson, who was 13. And she vanished from a bus stop in Alvin, Texas, which is also in Brazoria County, on 17th June 1971. Her skeletal remains were recovered from a reservoir area in November 1971. Also, 19-year-old Gloria Ann Gonzalez, who disappeared from West Houston on the 28th of October 1971. Her remains were discovered just 35 yards away from Colette Wilson's bones.
So they're covering quite an area, aren't they?
Massive area. To me, it seems like they're running the 288 perimeter, which is like, it runs through Brazoria County and into Houston. It's kind of like I-45.
Yeah.
Not nearly as busy. And back in these days, that road was nothing but fields. And lastly, there was 62-year-old Dolores Marie Foos. Prior to the Texas spree, or during an overlapping time frame, Lanham was also tied to the murder of this woman in Fremont, Ohio. He was facing legal proceedings regarding her death at the time he was killed in jail. However, with all these cases being solved and linked to Lanham and Nopa, there is one that, even though solved, remains open. And that is Pamela Huebner. I didn't get an age on her. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Who's 22 years old. She disappeared from Houston on the 9th of June, 1971. During interrogations, Lanham fully confessed to her rape and murder. He twice led police to rural sites claiming he dumped her body. That's where he had dumped her body. But later admitted he lied, and her remains have never been found.
Oh, that's so awful.
Pamela, again, was 22 years old. She was a white female standing between 4'10" and 5'10". Very vague, but...
That is a big difference.
It's a massive difference, a whole foot. At the time of her disappearance, she lived in Houston, where her occupation was simply listed as a housewife. So
her husband's obviously not that observant if he's not sure by a whole foot the difference in her height.
Just depending on what heels she was wearing.
That could be true, actually.
Pamela was last seen alive in Houston. The exact location or the precise details of how she could cross paths with Lanham and Nopa remain publicly unspecified, though her disappearance marks the official beginning of the duo's 1971 crime window. To this day, 55 years later, Pamela Huebner has still yet to be found. Her case remains unsolved due to the circumstances surrounding Lanham and Nopa. I shouldn't say it remains unsolved, rather it remains open, because they've not found her.
Yeah. But they are still looking?
Not actively.
But the case is just left open?
Yeah, because they're hoping
in case
someone
comes forward with something.
in case somebody has information. Pamela is also still listed as a missing person. If you have any information in regards to these cases that could potentially lead to the locating of Pamela or any other potential victims, you are urged to reach out to Crime Stoppers or the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office, as well as the Harris County Sheriff's Office. I think that is...
I mean, I know that we're not going to reach many people with our videos, but you never know.
No, yeah, you never know. But, I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
That's fine. We go to the next one.
A high-profile Texas cold case involving 1986 disappearance and murder of 22-year-old Rebecca Becky Jean Beard. For nearly 4 decades, her family and true crime investigators have continued to search for her remains and push for a full resolution. Rebecca sadly left behind a 2-year-old daughter. She would now be 42 years old. That's really, really sad. She never got to know her mum. You wouldn't remember, would you, at 2 years old?
No.
Here's the facts. On March the 1st, 1986, Becky was last seen leaving the Excalibur Club in Freeport. She then stopped at Diamond Mini Mart to use the phone and attend an after party in Surfside. Becky would vanish that same night. On March the 5th and 7th, law enforcement dusts Becky's bedroom for fingerprints. That seems like a jump, if she was out.
Just in case, I guess, yeah.
Becky wasn't reported missing immediately because everyone initially believed she might simply be staying with friends. When she failed to return home and couldn't be contacted, officers went to her home as part of a routine missing persons investigation. They looked for anything that might indicate where she had gone and reportedly collected some items from her room. At that stage, police were treating it as a missing person case, not a homicide. The official police report detailing items taken was never filed or had gone missing.
Shame, Brazoria County.
It's not very good.
No.
Paul Taylor Jr. was one of the last known people to have been with Becky after she left the Excalibur nightclub. According to his own later account, Becky voluntarily went with him to his house in Clue after leaving the club. Records indicated that on March 7th, 1986, the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office asked Freeport detectives to go to Taylor's house in Clue to interview him. When they arrived, they reportedly noticed things that later became significant, including people working on a bedroom floor. What do you mean working on a bedroom floor? Like fixing the floor, or like they're...
It wasn't specific. I think they had meant like actually ripping up the floorboards.
Like changing the floor?
Yeah.
That's a bit dodgy, isn't it? A bed frame outside and no mattress in the room. So it's like they cleared the room.
Yeah.
Ooh. What's still unclear is what specific tip or evidence prompted the sheriff to send detectives there that day. Publicly available records don't explain whether it came from witness statements, information from acquaintances, or simply because Taylor was the last confirmed person seen with Becky. I mean, they could have just got a hunch.
Yeah.
They could have been like, I think we need to check that out more.
Yeah, I don't know if this guy had any sort of background or anything like that, so...
In 1994, construction workers renovating the Excalibur Club found Becky's driver licence hidden underneath the DJ booth. Based on this and jailhouse bragging from an unrelated conviction, a grand jury indicted Taylor. In February 1995, days before the trial, cadaver dogs alerted the Clute house where Taylor allegedly killed Becky. So was that his house?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Barnes, Becky's mother, refused to let the investigation fade away. Over the years, she conducted her own investigation, interviewed people, gathered records, and relentlessly pressed authorities to keep working the case. Her persistence is widely credited with helping keep public attention on Becky's disappearance. That's awesome. I would hope that I would be that kind of a person that would, like, push through and, like, keep it going.
Yeah, wanting answers.
I've got a horrible feeling that I would just collapse and be useless.
Yeah, well, you never know.
But everybody acts differently in times of crisis, don't they?
Yeah.
And good for Becky's mum. Becky's mother recovered a burnt shovel and a high-heeled shoe, but the search was abruptly halted. Oh wow, so she actually found...
Yeah, she went to Taylor's house and found this stuff.
Taylor pleaded guilty and received a life sentence for murder, plus 25 years for trying to solicit the murder of a case witness. What does that mean?
So, that means that while he was in prison or awaiting trial...
Oh, he tried to have a witness killed?
Yeah.
Oh, that took me a long time to get what that meant. Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah.
What a prick.
He knew he was guilty.
Didn't he? Like, if you didn't already think you were found guilty, just signed the deal, didn't he?
Fuck yourself up on that one.
God. As part of his plea deal, he agrees to lead police to her remains in Angleton rice field. The initial excavation yields only animal bones. After Taylor was charged and later pleaded guilty, Linda met with him and recorded lengthy conversations in an effort to learn what had happened to her daughter and, most importantly, where Becky's remains were. Those interviews have become an important source of information because Taylor described his version of events directly to her. God, she's so brave, isn't she, to go and do that?
Yeah, no shit.
And she did it like multiple times to like make sure she was getting... Oh God, Becky's mum. It would also be revealed later on that at the same time, evidence logs and a sealed judge's order confirmed that a shotgun weapon and what were believed to be Becky's remains were documented and sent for identification. The results are hidden from the family.
Why that is, I don't know. So again, shame, BCSO.
Do you know what? Becky's mum has been so involved in this case. To hear that, I bet she went mental.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Surely they have like a legal responsibility to be open and honest with everything they find.
Yes and no, it depends.
I don't like that answer.
No, it's a shitty answer, but it is the truth.
To make matters worse, in 1998, the official Brazoria County case files and physical evidence were reported lost or destroyed. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, her mum must be going insane.
So they lost all the details of the items they took from her home. They then hid things from the family, and now they've also lost physical evidence.
That's so fucked up. How
and
did they lose that much?
Yeah. Again, shame, BCSO.
That's really bad. Hope someone got sacked over that.
Imagine they did, yes.
In August 2022, Taylor became eligible for parole. Becky's family launched a massive petition to keep him behind bars. Good, he should never have been let out.
No.
They offered an agreement. They will support his release only if he provided the true location of her remains. In a fight for an independent probe starting in 2023, the 1995 sealed judge's statement was leaked and unsealed, confirming to the family for the first time that physical remains had been intercepted decades ago. What the fuck?
So what they had lost or destroyed was leaked.
Her body.
Potentially. We don't know. From what I know and the fact that this is still an ongoing thing, they don't know for sure.
Gobsmacked. Why any of this was kept from the family, I am unsure of. From February to July 2025, armed with new evidence logs, Texas EcuSearch and the FBI executed a second massive excavation effort in Angleton, alongside a targeted dig at a separate property. No new remains are recovered. Since this year, Becky's daughter and investigative groups continue pushing a public campaign through the Finding Becky Beard community. They are demanding an independent investigator step in to probe the destroyed evidence, hidden files, and local figures tied to the night she disappeared. I think that that's the least they could let them do.
Now, they can do that regardless, but it is still somewhat up to the BCSO to be like, oh yeah, here you go, here's what we have.
Well, yeah.
So can you rely on that?
You should be able to. That's what they're there for.
That's the worst part about it all. You just don't know.
You can be a part of the community on Facebook. So that is the Finding Becky Beard community.
Mm-hmm.
If you are local to the area, or even if not, it is imperative that this family receive the resolution they have been longing for. If there is any information out there, if anyone knows anything, please contact the BCSO or Crime Stoppers.
I actually had not even heard of that one before.
And that's where you're from.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, but this was happening while
it was happening while you were born.
Yeah, but then also newer things like from last year to this year. Like, I had only recently just heard about it, and I was like, well...
It's really good that her family are keeping it so active.
Yeah.
All this time later. So it's been 40 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So, lastly, we find ourselves in Angleton, Brazoria County. Now, be it my ties to Angleton or even the location, for some reason this case stuck with me, and I want to find out more in hopes that the more information given could potentially lead to some sort of justice in the future for the family. Now, on the 16th of May, 1986, at Oak Ridge Trailer Park on Old Angleton Road in Angleton, 43-year-old Ronald Forman was likely getting ready for a night's sleep when, at around 9 p.m., someone, likely known to Forman, had an altercation with him within his home at Lot 19 and shot and killed Forman with one single gunshot to his right upper chest. There are no available detailed files that I could get a hold of as of yet. I am working on this. Here is what we do know. Ronald was born on the 8th of September 1938 in Victoria, Texas. From this time until he was 18, from what I can tell, his father, T.O. Forman, and mother, Helen Lorraine Wardell Forman, kept the family moving through most of that time, likely due to T.O.'s work within the railroad. During Ronald's high school years, he was a star athlete, a part of a quarterfinalist state football team, and I believe he was even a Golden Glove boxer. At least that's from what newspaper articles I found in regards to Ronald. It just gave a name. I don't know for sure that's him. And also, appeared that he was called Ronnie in high school. Shortly after celebrating his 24th birthday, Ronald was enlisted into the U.S. Army. Again, I could not find a lot of the records as to exactly what his MOS was or where he had been stationed, except for one place, and that was in Virginia for a short while. Now, it seems that here he met someone by the name of Constance Lee Castine, who he would marry and have 4 daughters with. It is not known to me as to why, but eventually the pair would move to the Brazoria County area, at least as far as I can tell, and would eventually divorce. Ronald began working as a steel worker in the growing chemical industry at the Phillips Petroleum Refinery in Clute. This would have been before the big move and upgrade to Phillips 66. There was only one event in Ronald's life from what I have researched that stands out above all others. And that is on October 31st, 1967, Ronald's oldest brother, T.O. Jr., and his wife, Frances Farback Forman, were both arrested for the beating death of their 19-month-old son, Leonard.
Oh my God.
Yeah. T.O. Jr. was later found to have no involvement in the beating, though Frances was found guilty of child neglect and also physical harm of a child leading to death.
What the fuck?
Yeah. The 2 cases have absolutely no connections, and it is not likely that Ronald's death was related to this matter in any manner.
Where you're stationed when you're in the army or whatever, is it actually public knowledge normally then?
No, but it's listed within public records. Like, the area isn't going to announce that you're there.
No, but afterwards it's...
Yeah, you can go into public records and see who's there.
I didn't know that. I thought it just always sort of had to be a secret.
No. Everything that the military does is eventually public information.
Right. Everything.
Yeah. Even confidential files and stuff like that, they have an end date of the confidentiality and have to be released.
Oh, wow. Do you think they all are?
I don't know.
It's another subject.
That's another subject. When Ronald was living in his trailer in Angleton, he was also in a relationship with another person, a Miss Jerry Young, who appeared to be living with Mr. Forman at the time of his death. On the death certificate for Ronald Forman, there only states that his death had occurred as a result of physical contact between 2 actors, which personally I find to be strangely worded.
Yeah. Where was his partner when all this was going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was at home. He was getting ready for bed, they're thinking.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because I don't think they were married. I think they might have only been dating, but maybe like a serious relationship, because a death certificate will list someone close to the victim, not necessarily family.
Yeah.
She could have been living in a separate place. So, not that meant anything, like conspiracy-wise, the 2 actors. Just a strange way to put how something occurred. To me, this would identify that there was more at play than just a gunshot wound. So, like, they must have found bruising and the place was a wreck or something. I don't know. Later published news articles also state that a 15-year-old man was questioned and then released.
A 15-year-old is not a man.
I know. That's what the paper said. There were numerous witnesses, but nothing stated what exactly it was that they had witnessed. The case was then handed over to the Brazoria County District Attorney's Office, and nothing else was published or publicly available following the handover, unless it was requested. Since the silence of the case after being turned over to the BCSO, there has been no coverage, no documentaries, no podcasts, from what I know of until now that we're talking about it, and no more newspaper mentions or articles or anything of that sort online. And unfortunately, it seems as though Ronald Forman's case was itself a victim of time. From all accounts, Ronald Forman was more than just a lost case file or a forgotten cold case. We know that he was a son, he was a football player, a boxer potentially, a soldier, a steel worker, a friend, and a member of a family that endured more tragedy than most could imagine. There are without a doubt many questions that need answering. But the most important one of all is without a doubt who killed Ronald Barrett Forman. If you have any information about the life and tragic death of Ronald Forman, please contact the Brazoria County Sheriff's Office or email us. Never mind. Or Crime Stoppers. I am working to bring some sort of resolution to a forgotten homicide, and I plan to update everyone at some point. But this is a long process, so please, any information will help. And with that, yeah, what do you think? Like, there's probably way more out there that I haven't covered. Undoubtedly there is.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's really good to highlight some not so publicised cases. I think that it's good to just get people's minds thinking about these people again.
Yeah.
Especially so long after, because, I mean, I know people will likely have forgotten any information, but something like that would probably jog your memory if you hear the name and you think, oh God, no, I can remember.
Yeah.
I can remember that happening.
Yeah.
This was happening then, and maybe that's got something to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally anything would help, won't it? When it's an unsolved case, there's families waiting for answers.
Yeah.
You know.
Years. These all took place before I was born.
Yeah. My heart breaks for people who have gone through this and lost someone, and they're still years and years down the line.
Still waiting.
Not any better off. They don't know the answers. They don't have answers.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to keep doing these if you are, because if we can even just help one person,
it can make a difference.
To remember the slightest thing, it can all make a difference.
Now, in regards to that, we still will be talking about some of the other weird and creepy stuff that we always talk about.
Yeah, we'll still cover all of our subjects, won't we? There's plenty of stuff we still want to talk about.
Yeah.
But I just think that it's good to get these out there.
Yeah, so get ready, people, because this is going to be the majority of the show.
Yeah.
But
for now, at least.
Yeah, we'll see how it all goes, and then with that is the unsolved cases, or the cold cases, whichever you want to call them, of Brazoria County. I don't have anything else.
No, me either.
No, I'm going to close out the show a little bit different today. But yeah, if you have any information at all, again, reach out to either Brazoria County Sheriff's Office or the Harris County Sheriff's Office for most of what we've covered today. Also, you have the area Crime Stoppers, so you'd have Crime Stoppers Brazoria County or Crime Stoppers Houston. But if you have any stories of or unsolved cases in your area or hometown, whatever, that you think could use getting put back out into the public ear again, email us and we'll talk about it. We'll definitely bring it up at some point. Also, go ahead and follow us on our socials at Vividly Dark Pod on TikTok and Instagram. And again, we'll put all these most of these stories out there for people to see. So we'll get going on the socials. And also, this will obviously be on our YouTube. Go ahead and like and subscribe and share this stuff so it
reaches more people.
And with that, I've been Patrick. This is Zoe. I think you all knew that. And we will see you again next time, people.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
listening,
thanks for
guys.
listening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.